Welcome to another episode of Modern Day Geeks. In this video, we will talk about open world games and how they change how we play video games. Dive in as we talk about gaming, tech, films, and everything under the sun. But before we start, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. The open world genre is one of the most commonly used genres today. However, way back, it wasn't as common as you think it was. Mainly because an open world game requires a massive world in which objects are loading simultaneously, compared to a level-based game that only loads the entire level each time. The very first open world video game was called Sega's Jet Rocket, which was released in 1970. It is an arcade game that uses 3D visual graphics and audio that simulates flight, similar to the actual military jet simulators. It uses a controller stick seen in actual military jet cockpits. Jet Rocket took many first times when it was released. It was the very first action-adventure and open-world genre game that allowed the first-person perspective. A common misconception in the gaming world is that Grand Theft Auto 3 was the first open-world game, but it's not. This is nowhere near the truth. It just happened that it became the most expansive and the most known 3D open-world game during that time. It's so iconic that it redefined the open-world genre, but it is nowhere near being the first one. The game takes place in Liberty City. It focuses on the underworld of the city as criminals run rampant and violence is seen at every turn. Diverse and unique characters were present in the city. With stellar voice acting, a darkly comic storyline, a stunning soundtrack, and a revolutionary open-world gameplay, Grand Theft Auto 3 is the game that defined the open-world genre for a generation. Aside from the artistic elements and storyline, the reason for the popularity of the game for its time was because it gave freedom to its players. I mean, is it really called an open world when they force you to finish many quests before going to another map? They were not forced to do the missions immediately, and they could roam around and explore the city and collect weapons and armor. This paved the way in popularizing the open world genre, and we could say that it influenced several games up to today. An example of this is Sleeping Dogs, an open, urban world game set in Hong Kong. It mainly focuses on hand-to-hand combat instead of big weaponry. Watch Dogs is geared towards the idea of hacking and modern tech. Just Cause is about terrorism, explosions, and skydiving. Mafia is focused on the noir style during the 20s and 40s. Saints Row was basically invented as a parody to GTA, yet happened to be successful and became an actual franchise. LA Noire, which was made by the same developer as GTA, created something like GTA, but you're a detective in the 40s, and focuses more on mystery instead of adrenaline action. Even the famous cartoon The Simpsons made a funny yet top-tier game called The Simpsons Hit and Run. Hey, before we continue, hit that like and subscribe button. Okay, continuing. Breath of the Wild is one of the best examples of an open-world type and action-adventure genre. In the story, you play as Link, and use him to navigate and explore the world and do the main quests and side quests to eventually finish the story of the game. This story lets you do it at your own pace, which leaves no pressure on the user. Breath of the Wild took some of its inspiration from other games to innovate and make some of those their own. Breath of the Wild took the climbing mechanics in Assassin's Creed a step further and improved it to make climbing easier. Being able to climb most of the surfaces made the game experience more enjoyable because you can cover more ground and thoroughly explore every nook and cranny of the world if you can climb any surface. The game gives you so much freedom in its non-linear story that you can immediately challenge the final boss if you wanted to. You can also not do any quests and just enjoy exploring. And because of that, many games have been influenced by the gameplay of Breath of the Wild, like NextGen Impact, as they both have similar climbing, gliding patterns, enemies, and stylized cel-shading graphics which they got from the game. Some would say that it is literally a copycat, but you have to remember that every game copies some aspects from other games into their games, so this is a normal thing. It's another good example of how these famous, enjoyable games could actually change how we play video games. Now there's an open-world game that is being hyped right now. It's called Elden Ring, and it's currently the highest-rated game of all time. Yes, you heard that right. Its development lasted for a long 6 years. It's not heavily focused on their story, more on exploration, bosses, the difficulty, and gameplay itself. A game this famous may or may not influence many open world games in the future, but who knows? Can Elden Ring influence the future of video games as well, like other games like GTA and Breath of the Wild did? Let us know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We're the Modern Day Geeks, and we'll see you on our next video.